Now, going over to the cultural part podcast, you have an elementary school teacher wishing Dennis Prager suffering pain. And this is yet another reason. What is this reason? Reason number 9,758,485,302 to homeschool your kids. Because, yep, yet another mentally deranged, mentally vacuous public school teacher. And it's fascinating how they keep adding up. If only they actually stuck to teaching. Perhaps that's a crazy concept of the 90s or priors. Although fascinating, ever since the Department of Education was founded, test scores have gone lower and lower. But I partially digress. This comes to us thanks to Libs of TikTok, when she says, quote, same ISD 916 school employee. And she says, quote, Diane, definitely going to butcher this, not intentionally, Diane Kirschdester, the elementary school library media specialist. Sounds like a made up BS job, don't you think? The library media specialist? You mean the librarian? But I digress. Let's see here. Yeah, library specialist. That sounds fancy right there. At ISD 916 school, who wished a painful suffering on Dennis Prager, was also reportedly arrested in 2013 for DUI and careless driving. This person is responsible for your kids. There you can see her mugshot, which, not a pretty sight. Well, I was going to say, we already knew that, but yep. Yet another, fascinating how you don't see the same rhetoric or bombastic behavior of people in the middle or in libertarian or on the right. They're never wishing pain or suffering on their political opponents. I mean, shoot, the people I know who hated Biden just said they hated his policies, that he's mentally, basically vacuous, and he should be spending time in a retirement home and having fun with his grandkids. No, I didn't see any big reports of people wishing him death or pain or suffering. And we would know because that's all they would talk about for, in nauseum on all the mainstream media. Didn't happen. Fascinatingly enough, it seems to just come from the tolerant left. Now, this got about 250,000 views and 1.7 thousand likes. One of the first comments, well, I'm a little biased. I think this first comment is actually coming from a gentleman who's handsome and brilliant. He's me, that's the pun. So follow me on X at The Topping Show, in which I say, quote, of course, more from the tolerant left, giving public school, I bet they give her a raise, getting 11 likes. Although it's all about quality over quantity. Those 11 likes are the coolest, most awesome people on the planet. I'm a little biased, but I'll say it. I'll go out on a limb. One of the first comments comes from a British broker saying, mention that, an evil, hateful leftist, getting 3 likes. Stephen Koster says, quote, teacher used to be an honorable, respectable people. Now they mostly seem to be perverts, getting 9 likes. 10, they're going up like a stock right before our eyes. Which, is creepy how many teachers in public schools feel like it's their responsibility to sexually come out to the kids and preach, their identity and teach them about perverse things. I mean, back in my day, back in the old era, the 1990s, when gas was cheap and the government was slightly smaller. Well, wasn't in debt either to the extent we are now. But yeah, back then the teachers just taught the actual curriculum. They didn't go off script. You didn't even know your teacher was more than married. Like, you almost thought your teacher was basically a robot that they put in the school classroom closet on the weekends. Like, they never talked about their personal life. They talked about math, science, history, and that was that. Now, dear God, I can't think of a single upside of sending your kid to a public school. Don't get me wrong, there are a couple good teachers. I know 1 or 2 good teachers. But on average, is it worth the risk? Especially when you look at the cases of abuse. People think the churches are bad. The public schools are statistically speaking, much worse, much less safer for your children. I'll try to keep this moderately family-friendly of a show. Now, you also have Howie saying, quote, she is despicable for saying something like that. Very sad, getting 7 likes. Michael Gunderson says, the lack of character by these people explains a lot about their results, getting 1 like. Sassy Cupcake says, what a despicable loser, getting 4 likes. Let's see. He says, so they locked down their ex now, getting 2 likes, which is that's a sure sign that your ideas are indefensible when your only response is just censor and block everyone. Interestingly enough, again, you see this from leftists. They famously will block everyone from being able to reply, or they'll only let people reply that they give mentions to. Yeah, the side of tolerance, my tookus, so to say. Ridiculous. Yeah. So, let's see. When we pull up what she says, when Dennis Prager, and pulling up the actual article, when she talks about Dennis Prager, says, yep, nope, it's very painful, so and agonizing, when they were talking about his condition. Yep. Yeah, and maybe they will give her a raise. Who the heck knows? But I was going to say, at this point, not surprised. I mean, public schools, don't get me started. And let me know. I mean, can you think of a single reason to send your child to a public school? Now, don't get me wrong. I know it can be difficult, especially if you're on a single family income and cost of living is not getting any easier. Hopefully, it will soon. We'll see. But I mean, shoot, I can't help but think if I had the privilege or the blessing of a child in my life and family, I mean, damn, I'd be willing to work twice as hard just to make sure they didn't have to go to a public school. Unless I really knew the curriculum, no, more accurately, I was in maybe a small town where you actually trust the teachers, you knew the curriculum. It's another sign of perversion by the teachers' unions. They want to hide the school curriculum. They don't want you to know what they're teaching. Yeah, we won't even get started with California, what the teachers are doing over there. But I partially digress. Let me know your thoughts are in the comments, because as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in. Again, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so if you can click that button, I greatly appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.